I was probably involved in general sort of things were going on. When Arts for All started, and Arts for All kind of started out of a combat poverty. As I understand it, it came out of combat poverty with Miles Shelley and a Galway chap, Martin Keneally, whom I met recently in Garter Lane when he came down to hear Jim Nolan and Jim's daughter talk about something at a festival, you know. And it was the right thing at the right time. That was probably beginning around the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, Garter Lane opened about 84, I think. So Arts for All was, Waterford Arts for All project began sometime in 78. But there was like-minded people. Anya O'Brien was doing photographs. People who became music moves were doing music. People like you were interested in youth theatre, publishing a newspaper, for example, because there wasn't a newspaper. And we didn't actually understand that it was difficult to do it. And nobody was looking for employment. That wasn't an issue anymore. There was nobody worrying about mindfulness. There was nobody worrying about a safe environment. Like I meet people, I can't go to that meeting now because I don't think it's a safe environment. Since when did the arts become a safe environment? You have to climb over somebody else and say, I think, I want, and if that made you a pain in the arse or it made you an ego tripper, that's the process, wasn't it? How are you going to get people to recognise the work you're doing if you don't get up and soapbox it and say? And I was writing poetry and I wanted to be famous, and I felt I should be involved in this. But it wasn't a great master plan. I genuinely wanted to be involved because I met Barry Phillips recently, again at the opening night of the Red Iron. He had funded it, and he's living in Northern Ireland. And he came all the way down to attend the opening. And I remember doing song and story time with Barry, Tony Hennessy, and different people in the libraries. And we thought it would continue on. So when we stopped doing it stopped happening, which is just so sad. Waterford Arts for All project theatre company going on to housing estates started roughly the same way. Like-minded people, Tony Hennessy, Ben Hennessy, Jim Nolan, Clodagh Walsh, and Farrell was writing for it, different people. And then you were going to, there was a play called Billy Button and the Magic Belly Button that Jim Nolan played a part in. And Jim Nolan actually swore to a child. The child said, Are you old? And he was playing Billy Button. Are you old? And Jim said, I'm feckin' ancient, or worse. And that's lived into the legend because I remember we opened in Rice Park, and I was living in Rice Park, and I directed the piece, but I didn't go to the opening night because the cast to be saying you're giving out to us. And you know the way when you direct, you probably are giving out. This has to be better. This has to be faster, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or I need more character, or be bigger, or whatever it is you're looking for. And we asked the corporation to cut the grass, and the corporation cut the grass but didn't take it away. And the cast got bazzed with big chunks of grass. It was the most mad kind of thing that we learned as we went along. But who's taking theatre to housing estates now? You know, God, you'd have to have health and safety regulations. You'd have to have minders. You'd probably have to have a security company pushing children back and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? And you'd probably have warning that the cast shouldn't be drinking soft drinks that had sugar in them, and no way were to be eating crisps, and that the dress would have to be whatever, you know? Just different times.